we could have another threat to Hawaii. Not only that, but a Fujiwara effect between two tropical storms, 4 total new name storms. So let's get into it. First of all, we are going to start over here in the Pacific because now what is subtropical storm was Saudel is now moved inland and is expected to maybe reform and head up toward China, partly east of Hong Kong, later on into next week. And behind that, we're going to see another storm form. You can already see the system forming out there. And way out here, not impacting anybody, we have a tropical storm right here. This one's name is Itao. And then we also have a kind of surprise typhoon, which is called Banglang. This storm didn't even have a name earlier, and now it's a typhoon. Out here, just to the northeast, is the remnant of Lala. You can't even hardly see it because it's right in the middle. If we turn on IR, actually it's lost all of the precipitation around it. So yeah, not really seeing anything with that one. This one is basically going to dissipate in the next 6 hours. Lala is finally over. Moving over to the central and eastern Pacific, we have an area that will develop southwest of Hawaii, but the one we are tracking is this one right here, which right now is expected to be a Category 2 in the next 5 days, but beyond this 5-day time frame is when it's expected to be Cat 3 or Cat 4, and it could take a northern turn somewhere near Hawaii, and the uncertainty is still there. We'll just have to look at a bunch of models, and I'll tell you my consensus at the moment. So we're going to go deep dive in that one. Also, the name of that one is Lowell. So if you hear of a Hurricane Lowell striking Hawaii in like a week and a half, then I told you first, and I'm going to keep you updated every single day. Over here, we have Tropical Storm Karina, which sounds a lot like Katrina, but this is Karina, and it's in a different basin. And this one is expected to be a Cat 3, but I think a Cat 4 cannot be ruled out. I actually think it's more likely. Behind this one, we have yet another storm with 80% chance beyond 2 days. And that is this area, I think, right here. To the Atlantic, we actually got this area to develop. It became Tropical Storm Dolly only 2 days after Dolly Parton's passing. This has nothing to do with it. This name has been circulating for decades. In fact, we've had some notable impacts with it, but I'm not going to go into that here. The storm has, not surprisingly, dissipated earlier than what the forecasts were. It was originally bringing it out to like maybe right before the Caribbean as still a tropical storm. And I was like, this storm is not going to last that long. I would have said that yesterday if I had made a video, but I didn't. Checking on our Central Pacific first, I want to go with the most reliable model first, at least the most reliable deterministic. Not for intensity, but this is for track. This is our Euro AI model. And I will get into the ensembles as well. But here is Tropical Storm Lowell, and this one is planning on moving straight to the west over the next little bit. And we're also going to get Karina moving into the same region, but this one's not expected to impact anybody. Now, this is kind of what worries me. It could be moving north. This one does take this particular run does take it maybe just west of Hawaii. Moving on to our regular European model, we have, again, here's Lowell. This model doesn't particularly show it strengthening. It's really not agreeing here. It wants to pull this storm right toward Karina. That's just not going to happen. Even the GFS has agreed on a western solution already. It was showing the other solution like yesterday or the day before, but now it's also showing a more westward track. And it's kind of taking a weird path, but again, it takes this northern turn right toward Hawaii, and this one actually goes over the islands. It's still quite uncertain, and I'll tell you I'll show you even more uncertainty in a bit. Here's another model. This one brings it just to the south, and then it brings it kind of close, but stays rather much further south than the other models, especially the physics-based. And lastly, our Canadian, it's not being accurate at all. It's just being a little weird. Right now in Eastern Pacific, the storms that are forming back over here have no threat to land right now. This one in particular is going to move just away, and then this one will also be moving away. There we go. Now you can see the ensembles on this storm, which end up bringing it basically straight west, and then a lot of our ensembles are taking it almost straight north. Our European AI models ensembles don't even show it getting strong, which is kind of weird. I think the European ensemble honestly has a better grasp than the AI one right now. But it does show a couple of them getting strong and then maybe getting up toward Hawaii. So that's definitely something to watch. Some more uncertainty. Our GEFS has a lot of our ensembles taking it to the north, a lot further to the east. So that's also another possibility. Alright, moving on to our Atlantic. Here's our GFS model. Good news is this one isn't showing any development, and this is usually our most aggressive model. The Euro model doesn't show anything either, but that one doesn't go all out either. If we look at the full length, we're not really seeing anything either. Our AI GFS, is it still picking up on it like it was 2 days ago? No, it's picking up on a different wave. Our Euro AI model, not picking up on it. Maybe it develops it in the Northern Gulf, but probably not. Lastly, what our ensembles tell us further out. Well, we have Dolly here, and then it dissipates. And then it moves to the west. Here's a signal. We have a couple that are actually forming in the Gulf, but I actually think this isn't related to Dolly. This is a full separate system. The one here would be Dolly. So maybe we'll see some other system develop in front of it instead. So yeah, the Gulf, Northern Gulf, gotta be on watch here for sure, but nothing immediate and worrying. Right now, we're just getting good news from post-tropical Dolly, and that's going to bring some much-needed moisture to the northeastern Caribbean. Lastly, moving on to our Western Pacific, we're going to do a brief touch-up with our Google Weather Lab ensembles. We have Lala up here. This one is Etao, and this one is Bang Lang. Both of these, they're just going to kind of do some interesting interactions. They could eventually fuse into one, but as of right now, they're not going to. Again, we're mostly expecting Bang Lang to be the stronger one. Also, Wake Island is going to get impacts from this one, actually. So, in the next couple hours, if any of you watching are on Wake Island, which I really doubt, just watch that one. I know you already are. Also, other areas to watch further to the west, we have a signal of a weak system moving up toward the southern Japanese islands. There is also another chance for it to stall a little longer and then move further south and become stronger. Also, eventually, we're going to see this storm probably form up maybe just to the west of Lowell, and then it could immediately move to the north and then back to the west or whatever. That's the consistency right now. And we also could see a couple more areas behind whatever this area becomes. So yeah, we still got a lot to track. Maybe not as many areas, but the areas we have to track are really worrying, especially Lowell here. And yeah, we have plenty of days to watch this storm. I don't think it's going to be it could be as significant as Lala, but I don't think it's going to be like another Iniki or whatever. but some of the ensembles are still showing that. So I'll keep that in mind. That's all I have for you today. Keep a watch in Hawaii and the North Gulf Coast, and maybe just off the East Coast. And over here in the Western Pacific, especially China and the Southern Japanese Islands. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.